What is going on, everyone? Welcome to today's video. Now we have the kind of Raw Academy class that I take on the weekends here in, of course, Raw Gym. And so what I decided to do is bring you guys along with me and just prop the camera up and kind of listen in and have a chat. I love these kind of talks, they're really relaxed. And I think there's a lot to be learned from them as well. You know, I can provide some value here and help anyone else who kind of wants to start off in the fitness industry or maybe even grow their social media or online business, anything. But before we begin, I want to give a quick thank you to Legend London for sponsoring this video. My go-to jeans, and they now have hoodies as well. So again, I'm gonna put the link for them in the description box. Recommend you guys go check them out. And I also was shooting with them a couple of weeks back in London with Joe and everyone, and we made a really cool video that I'm gonna link down below as well. So thank you so much, enjoy, and keep it real. I'll catch you in the next clip. So today is gonna be, I think it's called a fireside chat. I think that's actually like what they kind of call it in the kind of entrepreneurial public speaking world. So I'm gonna talk about my experience when I was sitting where you guys were and go into a Q&A and a chat. Because again, you know, I do freaking TED Talks. I was talking to your yes a couple of weeks ago. I have my talk on February 10th, but I actually much prefer these little small room talks. You know, it's chill. It's like, yo, what's going on, man? Hot five. You know what I mean? It's cash. You know, it's a lot more fun. So, you know, loosen up, relax. You know, I hope you all make friends with each other. You're going to be seeing each other loads. I know the last course, like, they're all really good pals. You live together, you learn together, you go eat together, and that pretty much like sums up my life. But so it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm going to start where you guys are sitting now. I was about 21 and I was studying business management, and again I was absolutely terrible at it. I repeated first year twice, failed both years, and I was like literally just stagnant, like literally just going nowhere, which is a bad feeling in life. Because, you know, there is one thing that's very valuable money can't buy, and that's time, okay? And right when you're in your like early 20s, you're like primed to kick some fucking ass. Like you're literally, you want to get out in the world. And I was just there like studying this course that I didn't like, and it was just like, you know? And then I kind of thought to myself, all right, I'm not good at this, so what am I good at? And it's like ingrained in us from school that we're taught to work on our weaknesses and do the things that we don't like to do. So it's like, oh, if you're failing accounting, oh, you better do some accounting grinds. If you're bad at maths, you better work on that. But they don't tell you that if you're getting A's in something, you know, oh, you should really, you know, that could be your thing, right? You know, you should really hone in on that. And it's actually funny, I got like 340 points when leaving, you know, nothing spectacular. But the courses that, or the modules or the classes that I was good at were art and English, which is creative, right? And no one ever like said that to me. No one was ever like, hey, you know, you're a creative guy, maybe you should do something about that, okay? And so I was always thinking I was stupid, you know, not good grades. And I went into college, just business. I was like, oh, might as well, you know, do that. And again, it was the same thing. I was failing lots of classes and led to believe that I was very stupid and not good at anything. And so once I was in college, I was like, oh, okay, look, maybe I should just do something I like. Maybe I should just follow your dreams, right? Okay. And so on the side, I did the Raw Academy personal training course. It was under a different management back then. And funny enough, I passed that no problem. Hardly needed to open a book because I was so into the gym as it was. You know, I loved it, right? Do what you love. You're going to hear me say that about 20 times today. And so I passed that, and that was great, right? So I did that alongside college. And then after my second year of failing, I was like, okay, look, I'm wasting my time here. Like I'm probably gonna go 3 for 3 here and fail again. So I said, look, I'm gonna drop out. I'm gonna just do something, okay? So at this stage, I was like quite lost in my life. You know, I was kind of going in between retail jobs that I just didn't like. I had no enthusiasm for them. I was just getting fired. Like I wouldn't blame my boss for firing me. I was like, you know, no enthusiasm, no interest. I was like, good choice, right? I was like, I would fire me too. And so at this stage, I just took my own advice and I was like, you know what, I'm really into the fitness thing. I love training, I love nutrition, love connecting with people. I'm a people's person. Maybe I should just do that. And now this was 2014, this is about 4 years ago. And you know, it was very different back then. Like Instagram was like hardly even a thing. You know, YouTube vlogging wasn't as big as it was now. And I was like, okay, what can I do? Like, so I set up a Facebook page, and because Facebook at the time was big, not too big now, it's gone a little bit downhill. It's good if you pay for ads, but let's talk about Facebook marketing another day. That's like a book in itself. Facebook was the thing at the time, so I started writing out kind of articles as posts. That got a little bit of traction, and people would message me, inboxing me, looking for plans, training plans, looking for personal training, right? And I said, amazing, I'll do them for free. Okay, so I was giving out all these free plans because nothing else to do, no job, no college, so I was like doing all these plans, and everyone was coming back to me with these killer results and really happy. So I was like, oh, hey, wait a minute, let me just have a think here. And oftentimes people go, Rob, how do you start a business? What do you do? Where do you start? Where do you set your goals? And it's always just a problem that presents itself to you every day, and you just come up with a solution for it. So I was like, oh, cool, I'll just start charging for these plans, or maybe I'll write some ebooks. And that's exactly what I did. And then so I went into a college course. It was some kids studying computing, and I was like standing at the door. I was like, hey kid, do you want to make some quick money? And he was just like, yeah, right. So I paid him like €200 for a website that could handle payments. I started doing these ebooks, online plans, writing them just at night. That's pure profit. People think you have to make a huge investment to start a business, and all you need is €200. And so I did that, and then I started shouting about it from my phone. You don't even need to pay for marketing anymore. Crazy fact, I've never, ever paid for an advertisement. I probably should. Like put a bit in Facebook ads and stuff, but I just never found the need to do it because just making enough noise as is. Like, we've all got this phone in our pocket, and it's just like, it's insane because it's the first time in the history of mankind that we can just connect with people across the world in a matter of seconds. Like, if you want your mind blown, the planet has been here for literally tens of millions of years, something like that. And the internet's been around for 20 odd years. Like, actually, put that figure in your head, okay? Think of the number 20 here, and then think of the number 10 million here, and divide 10 million. Is that not insane? And then on top of that, social media and smartphones have only been around for 10 years. That's staggering. It's absolutely staggering to think of. So we're probably in the best age we could possibly be. It would be a shame, and it would be disrespectful. It would be wasteful to not capitalize on this opportunity. When you actually think of the numbers and how lucky we are to be born in this year, and to actually be born in a first world country and have access to the internet, it's absolutely staggering, the odds of actually getting this. I started doing that more full time, started making more plans, and it really catapulted from there. I went onto YouTube. Again, I didn't have a big fancy Sony camera. I had an iPhone 5. Y'all got the iPhone 10 now. Seriously, that thing records in 4K. It's like the camera on the iPhone's better than that camera, pixel wise and stuff. So I had an iPhone 5, and I just picked it up, and I just started saying, hey, this is how I train all day, this is how I eat all day. And it just went from there. And fast forward about 3 years. I started the Facebook page 2014, YouTube 2015, and so fast forward that, and we're here now, and we're making a great kind of living off this, inspiring a lot of other people to do the same. And people always say, oh, did you miss the boat? Oh, is it oversaturated now? Is everyone trying to get into fitness? Is everyone trying to get into social media, entrepreneurship? Not at all, okay? Not at all, okay? The word hashtag ad, hashtag paid partnership, hashtag influencer, it's only invented in 2016. It's literally only invented in 2016. Is that not insane? Okay, so you're right on time to get into this. If you love it, you should definitely do it. And it's literally the perfect time to kind of go in on this. And so I'm going to open into a Q&A. Now we're going to really talk about certain topics that you guys want to hear, and really get comfortable with the people in this room. Everyone here is obviously super chilled. If you're even here, you're a proactive person, okay? It's actually very rare to get these people all in the one room. So get some questions together, chill. I'm just gonna go off for toilet break, 5 minutes, get a drink of water, and then I'll come back in a second and we can have a good chat. photography and videography if you want to market yourself. And that doesn't just go for the fitness, personal training industry. It goes for anything you're in. You know, like when I get my hair cut, the barber takes a photo afterwards and he's like, oh, come over here for the good lighting, you know, come down here, move your head. Like, you know, you got to take a good photo. Like it's the same as putting an ad on the side of the bus. Just, you know, who the hell is looking at the side of the bus anymore? Like, you know, everyone's looking at their phones. We're going to go into some topics here. Throw up your hand, anything you want to ask, and we're just going to have a good conversation. So, yeah.
Were you training people over in the Maldives?
Yes, yeah, I was. And that's actually great because, yeah, I am like a fully qualified personal trainer. But then I knew I always wanted to do the online thing. But I did have to go back to training people in person in the Maldives, and I loved it. Like, I was doing like HIIT classes on the beach, and it was just really cool to just like, you know, one-on-one is amazing. Just talking to people, like even doing this now, like we're in a day and age where it's all WhatsApp, it's all text, it's all phone calls, and you know, it is great to interact one-on-one with people. So it was really nice, yeah, and it was good to kind of get back to my roots in a sense, and it was not a bad place to do it.
What's your biggest struggle that you found trying to get into the fitness industry, and like what would be your biggest advice to give to someone to try and like get into it?
So that's like pretty much what we're talking about today, and it's great to touch on the struggles because it's all nice to say, you know, everything's great, everything's dandy, but like behind every success there's 10 failures, if not more. You got a stage where like I was getting like, you know, just failing stuff and getting rejected and things on the regularly, that I just like kind of look at it now in a different light, like it's a positive way, like it's just a lesson and you got to learn from it and, you know, deal with that well. So a few things, okay. First of all was transitioning from my 9-to-5 into a kind of fitness industry job and working for yourself. That was very difficult, and especially with the people around me, such as my parents, because they obviously come from a different generation where having a steady income, a steady job is like the be all end all. You know, they're like, oh, you know, he got a job working in the office, great. You know, and so they actually didn't believe me. They're like, you can't make money online doing fitness. They're like, you're training people through Skype. Like, you know, they literally didn't have a clue how it worked. Like I was like, jumping jacks through the webcam on the laptop. They didn't even know what an ebook was. And then I actually had to show my parents like my bank accounts and stuff, and they realized it was very real. So that was difficult, transitioning from, you know, the real world into the online world and your peers, what they think. And it's also very difficult at the start. You're gonna probably have to, like, there's no shame in working a normal job while you're getting your side business off the ground. You know, I was working in a watch station in Dundrum in the House of Fraser, and like, you know, selling watches, and I had a clue about watches. Like they'd be like, so tell me about this one here, and I was like, well, it tells the date and the time. And they'd be like, right. So it was terrible at that, and like, you know, I got fired eventually. And so I was doing that during the day, and then at night I was trying to do all the videos and the editing and upload it. So you've got so much things on at once. But then one day when your side gig kicks off, you know, it's safe to leave the day job. I call it the magic number. Once your side gig makes more or as much as your main gig, it's safe to go. It's cool. You got something to fall back on. So that transition is very difficult, and getting people to kind of like believe you as well. And then in the beginning also as well, this is actually kind of a good thing that happened to me, is a lot of people when they're just starting out, they'll compare themselves to someone at the top, right? Then that goes in any business, like not just fitness. Like they'll be, you know, getting 1,000 views on a YouTube video or something, and they'll be comparing themselves to Steve Cook getting 500,000 views, and they just started. But that's one thing I actually didn't do. I just kind of focused on myself, and I remember I was getting like 400 or 500 views per video, and I was like, 500 people are watching my videos? Like I didn't care. Like, and when I got 1,000 subs, I think I was happier than when I got like 300,000. Because I was like, this is insane. So I was very just keeping in my own lane and focusing on myself and not comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 10. So that is a big thing to do. Like, do not compare the beginning of your story to, you know, someone who's been at it for so long. But they would be the kind of main struggles. And then like everything along the way. Like I think the first time I tried to organize a seminar, this is like years ago, literally sold out like 3 tickets. I was like, I might as well talk to people on the street. I might as well like pull people and just be like, shake them, be like, talk to me. Please just round up 3 people. And now like I'm doing a whole event in the RDS on February 10th, and there's hundreds of tickets sold. So like, if I never had that initial failure, you know, my marketing was wrong, my prices, everything was wrong. But if I didn't have that initial failure, I'd never have actually progressed. I'd just be doing that all over again. So your failures are like amazing. Like they're honestly blessings in disguise. Like I can promise you that. And just laugh at them. Like it's really funny. Like when you actually fail, you're just like, look at the state of this guy. It's just like, just laugh at yourself, you know. So yeah, there's been a lot of struggles on the way. But to sum it up, I'd say don't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 10. Understand that you will fail, and understand that you need to fail. Like you actually have to fail in order to get better. So yeah, great question.
What's your experience when it comes to like social media and stuff? Like I've been training years and like training like clients and stuff. Like I always want to post pictures, but then I'm afraid like people are like, oh, here comes another picture, here comes another shirtless pic. But like, do you think like we should just like start pumping out content, or should we be like smart about it? Where like you said, you post one in the afternoon and one earlier on in the day, so should we like post like what time and stuff, or should we just pump out content?
I would say if I had to choose, a mix of both is great. You know, a bit of calculation, but at the end of the day, pumping out content is going to be a better thing to do. Like you can always get loads of content and cut down, but you can't get no content and cut up. Do you know what I mean? It's like when you're getting your hair cut. I'm making a good few barber analogies today. It was like when you're getting a haircut, if you cut too much off, you can't grow it back. But if you just cut a little bit off, you can keep going. And same with content. You can't magic content down to nothing, but you can cut it down. So just always pumping out the content. And that's a mistake that I see most people do, is they'll come to me and they'll be like, Rob, I started a YouTube channel, please check it out. And I'm like, yes, let's do it. How's it going? I check back a month later and they've like hardly uploaded. They just don't stick with it. Like they're just not consistent with it. And pumping out content goes with consistency. And consistency is just paramount in anything you do in life. It's paramount whether you're getting results in the gym. It's paramount, you know, are you turning up to work? You know, are you doing this, you know? So consistency and pumping out content, I would say, is more important. And stop giving a fuck what people think. Like really, it's like, how do I even put this into words? It's like someone is taking time out of their shitty day to look into what you're doing, form an opinion on it, like actually form an opinion on it, give it some thought, and they're like, I don't like what he's doing, and actually bother to like say it to you. Like that's actually embarrassing that someone does that. Like when someone leaves a mean comment on my YouTube video, I'm like, no shit, it's an anonymous profile. It's embarrassing, some of the stuff they're saying. And that's why they're private profiles, okay? If it wasn't embarrassing and if it was a good thing to do, they'd be like, you know, really open about it. Like, do you think like, you know, whatever, Mark Zuckerberg is making anonymous profiles and commenting mean shit on people's pages? No, he doesn't have time for that, okay? No one at the top has time for that. So if you are getting a little bit of shit online, like just think of what that person's actually like, you know? And then you actually just kind of laugh at it and feel sorry for them. You know, sometimes when I read like you do, like when someone leaves a really mean, harsh comment, they're not in a good place.
Yeah.
You know? They're not. How would you even have the time to do that? You're not up to anything. So I do feel sorry for them. And I know it sounds funny. Like I know it does sound funny, but like I truly do. And that's why I don't take offense to it. Like sometimes when someone leaves a really harsh comment on my YouTube, I'll like agree. I'll be like, right on, man. You couldn't have said it better. So I literally like take zero offense to anything online, and like once you start doing the same, you know, it'll be better. And just do think of that bigger picture. Just be like, I pray for you, you know? So yeah, to answer your question, pump out the content, just don't give a shit what some negative person has to say. I'm not saying complete disregard constructive criticism, like, but it's pretty obvious when someone offers you constructive criticism and when someone calls you a wanker. So yeah, you know, you can tell the difference. Yeah, you're like, wanker, it's like, thanks for the helpful comment. I'll keep that in mind going forward. So yeah. I have so much fun in these Q&As. I'm not gonna lie, like, just so much fun. See, on days when I've got like something really busy going on, like I've got an event. So for example, this event on February 10th, then I'm gonna have like I've brought in like 3 photographers and 2, maybe 3 videographers as well. But when it's just me chilling here, I just go, rock on. Once me just chilling here, there's actually a certain quality to doing it yourself. People find it a lot more personal. People kind of actually connect with it a little bit better. And that's why now vlogs or YouTube is like replacing TV. Because like, you know, TV is like it's an actor's on a script, whereas vlog is like this is my life. You know, like it's literally me and a propped up camera right there, you know. The batteries just ran out on the last one. So, you know, people actually like that, you know. Like no one will care that the quality changed a little bit. People will actually like that, and like it's a new kind of, not trend, but it's a new thing to do. Is if you're doing a vlog, it's nice to have some professional clips in there, but then it's cool to have some phone footage, like some Snapchat stories, you know, like it adds that personal touch. But so back to the team question, I do have like an accounts team. Obviously I have all the lads who help me run Raw Academy, who do the marketing for Raw gyms. I've got an agent, social media agent, who gets me good brand deals. I've done ones with Samsung and Lynx and some huge companies. So I've got that. Again, I've got a lot of photographers and videographers on call. I've got a full-time web developer. So yeah, I do have a team, yeah. Like, you know, without outsourcing, you're gonna be in a bit of trouble. Like, there's not enough time in the day for me to do all that. I just, you know, accounts, website, marketing, everything, to do all that. But like the majority I do myself, you know. Like there is still a lot of stuff that you can't outsource. Like at the end of the day, my agent, if she gets me a brand deal, she's gonna have to run it by me. You know, like I'll have to make the final decision on that. So it is a bit of a one-man army, but like you will have to outsource eventually. Like one thing I never kind of hesitate in spending my money on is camera equipment or anything that will go back into the business that you can expense. So editing software and travel as well. That's one thing I just don't want to spend money on.
What advice would you give for like talking to the camera? Because I bought a camera, I tried it before, I was just laughing myself every time I turned it on.
Well, you've got the first step nailed, laughing at yourself. That is extremely important. I laugh at myself multiple times a day. So laugh at yourself, don't take yourself too seriously, and do have a bit of fun with it. And like also don't put pressure on yourself. Like if it's just you recording, like chilling in your room, it's like, just do it again. It's like, oh, I didn't get that clip right. I'll scroll and just do it again. You know, so there's don't put pressure on yourself. And like literally everyone hates how they sound on camera first. Like no, like literally everyone. I think it's something to do with the human mind, hearing yourself from a different perspective. Like it just sounds weird, but it actually doesn't sound weird to other people. It's like, sorry, that's just what you sound like. But practice makes perfect, and you'll just get used to it over time. And then you really enjoy it. Like there's like, it's an amazing feeling to be able to look back of what I've been doing like a year ago, and not have it like, you know, some people keep a diary. It's like and you see words on a page. I can look back what I'm doing a year ago and see a video of it. Like it's crazy, like it's so good. Like I would do this if no one was watching the videos, just so I'd have them for myself. Like I can't wait to look back on these, and I do look back on my old videos, and it's great to see where you were at that time in life. So enjoy it. Yeah.
In the last few years, what's some of the like worst advice that you've either been given or that you see badly around the industry?
Yeah, that's a great question. Everyone's always asked for the best advice. What about the worst advice? In the industry, I've actually kind of surrounded myself with the kind of right people to mainly get good advice. Some bad advice. I don't really like to have regrets, you know, because again, everything's a learning experience. And not even in the industry. One of my regrets was going to college. Like I hate saying that, like, cause it's like, oh, 2 years, like when I was like 21 and 22, like killing it. But that would be like one of my regrets. And then definitely is just trying to follow a path that you've no interest in. Like, oh, that is like, it's really bad. Like, it's like life is short as is. Do you know what's even shorter? Your 20s and your 30s. Seems way shorter, you know, and that's when like, you're primed and ready to go like that, and that's even shorter than the whole thing. That's a small fraction of life. You're gonna waste that. I know it sounds so corny and cliche, but like do go after what you want to and chase your dreams. No, but like I'm dead serious about that. Like that is like probably the best advice that like I've been given, and like really understand that. Like they say never too late, but like you know you don't want to waste time. You just can't buy back time. But worst advice, I don't know. It's hard to think of like worst advice. Worst advice is probably go to college. But you know, I'm not against college. Like I'm really not. Like if you're doing a course you like, okay, a course you're interested in. But if you're just doing it because your parents told you to do it, then probably gonna have a little rude awakening towards the end. So yeah.
Did you learn anything from the business course?
Unfortunately not.
Nothing.
They had a marketing module, okay? And so I was like, okay, sweet, you know, marketing, this will be fun. They didn't even mention social media in it. They're talking about newspapers and radio. I'm like, is this curriculum from 1997? Like, what is it? And so I was very disappointed when I walked into that module. So the social life of college is very important. No, it actually is, like to actually like meet people and you know, networking and stuff. That is one thing that like you can't get anywhere else apart from college, is that whole college life. So so yeah, no, I'm trying to think. I'm like, no, I don't really remember much from that course, unfortunately. But like, I probably just do a bad course that had no like appeal to me. Like, if you want to be a doctor or an accountant or something like that, then you do have to study that in college. But I think business is a little bit. It's like you'll learn more just going out into the real world.
It's outdated. It's experience really rather than
yeah,
learning about it.
Yeah, exactly. So business is like a kind of you get more just doing it yourself in the outside world. And it's funny in America. I know we're not from America here, so the college debt isn't like as intense as Ireland. Like it was like $100,000 to go to college in America, whereas like in Ireland it's like what, 3-4 grand a year, is it? Like that, yeah. But like that is still quite a bit. You know, imagine you do 4 years in college and you like don't like it. That's like what, like 4 by 4. It's like 16 grand. Like you can do a shitload with 16 grand. You know, so I essentially wasted 8 grand doing those 2 years. So instead of starting off my business with €200, put out 8 grand. You know, so you do kind of have to weigh these options up. It's crazy once you start like reading about American colleges. It's keep you in debt. It's like to keep the people down.
One of the richest people in the world is college loan person.
Oh, it's absolutely mental. Like it's like a conspiracy that's like allowed. It's like illegal.
You can't. It's called bankruptcy. You can't
that's right. You can't even declare bankruptcy. Like, oh my god, listen to some Jordan Peterson on this. He's a kind of speaker that I've gotten into recently. He's my favorite speaker as of now. It's mind-boggling the scam that college debt in America is. Like, it's absolutely mind-blowing. Sorry, this is the chats that I love to have. Like, we're here talking about college debt in America. It's like, I just want to be a personal trainer. But no, that's how I talk. That's how I do. But so yeah.
Obviously, there's like loads of people who try to get into a personal trainer. Some people make it, some people don't. What would be like the biggest difference between someone who makes it and doesn't?
Yeah, well, first of all, you know, that is life. Like, you can be a lawyer and not make it. Like, you know, Lionel Hutz on The Simpsons. He's like, you know, a struggling lawyer, you know, and like people will look at a lawyer as being like a great job, which it is, but it's like, you can be a terrible lawyer as well. You can completely backfire. So there's a good competition wherever you go. And that's why I hate when I hear people say the excuse. This is an excuse saying, it's oversaturated. Oh, it's like, yeah, everything is. The Earth's got fucking billions of people. You're going to be up against a little bit of competition, all right? Everything is saturated. You're not inventing a new job that only you are going for, okay?
Saturation is kind of a good thing though, because then you can like see who's the best and who's the worst. Like.
You can learn from other people, and competition keeps you sharp, right? If you had no one to compete with, you wouldn't be the best. You get lazy, right? Competition's great. Oversaturation's great, right? Love it. But sorry, going back to your question, what is kind of make or break? Did you ask? Work rate and work effort. I hate to break it, but like what you put in, like you'll get back out. And it's kind of like what I spoke about earlier about like I hear people. They're like, oh, you know, I'm trying this, I'm trying that, and like I look into what they're doing, and like they're hardly posting. They're not getting the content's whack. Like, you know, they're not consistent. You know, so oftentimes you do just have to take a bit of ownership and be fully honest with yourself, and just be like, am I putting the work in? No, am I putting the effort? Like, or am I expecting to get something back when I'm not giving enough in? And like, you know. sometimes you do have to be a little bit hard and honest with yourself. Like being honest with yourself is great, and ownership is like this new word that I've like just gotten madly into. And it just basically means like own up to whatever your decisions are, like own up to whatever you're doing. Like sometimes you just gotta say, like I think in December I was like I didn't work hard enough. I was like I had a bad month for content. You know, I didn't do anything spectacular. I got a bit lazy. Owned up to that, right? You know, I was like December wasn't a great month, but we're gonna make the next month amazing. So literally, you know, there is no magic secret. Like you do have to just get out there, make your voice heard, and like put in the effort, and it'll come back to you. I don't know what time it is.
24 minutes past 11.
Half till half, but we'll probably keep going after that. So yeah, I'm having a good chat. So yeah, I think you have a question.
Do you think it's like important to like try to get to know the client before coaching and seeing what kind of exercise they actually are doing and working around that, or?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. So when you as someone who's like really clever, do you know Team 3DMJ? Is that Eric Helms, Alberto Nunez? We'll get to know those guys. They're just very evidence-based, just really smart individuals, and they have this thing called this training and nutrition strength pyramids. It's a really good book. I'd recommend reading. It's really fast to read, and it's basically in the order of importance. So you've things like for nutrition, it's like energy balance, calories. Then you've macronutrients. Then you've like meal timing, and then you've like supplements, the tiny little bit at the top. It's like the cherry on top, right? And so the very bottom, before any of all that, is actually adherence, okay, and sustainability. Because you can give someone the quote unquote best plan in the world, and if they can't stick to it, it's obsolete. So finding out what exercises people like, what they don't like, what foods they like, what foods they don't like, that's going to give those long-term results, right? So long-term consistency over short-term perfection any day. And there's a really good quote from Lyle McDonald as well. Any of you guys know him? Again, he's just another kind of researcher, really clever guy. He goes, the person who is going into the gym every couple of days and progressing on leg press will get more results than the person who squats the same weight every week. So it's like we're led to believe that squats are the be all end all, but if you don't like them, then you're not progressing on them. Well, then maybe pick an exercise that you do like and do progress on. So moral of the story is adherence, personalized plans, personalized routines. They are what's going to give the real results. Like anything, actions speak louder than words. I often you always hear, do you want to know, I hate these 3 words, I'm gonna do. Oh, it's annoying. It's like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. It's just like everyone's just giving it all this, and then no one actually executes. To execute, really important to execute, because you can say whatever you want. Now I can say I'm gonna be like the president of Ireland in a couple of years, but that doesn't mean it's gonna happen. I can literally make any noise I want with my mouth, so it doesn't mean it's gonna happen. Sound, bro. Appreciate it.